All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day is for you. If you're watching live, we appreciate it. We're very grateful. Thank you so much. If you're watching the recording on YouTube or Facebook, we also appreciate you. And thank you again to everyone who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, all the good, easy stuff you can do to help us get this out. So this is My Empowered Political Life for Monday. What's the date today? Monday, April 21st. Anno Domini 2025. And there were a lot of things that I wanted to talk about today, and I thought about several of them, but I think we're going to save them for later this week. I'd like to talk about Pete Hegseth, the United States Secretary of Defense. He seems to be in some very hot water for sharing sensitive information. We talked about Signalgate a few weeks ago. Apparently, it turns out to be much worse than that. We have chaos at the Pentagon, which is not great for the world or the US. I would like to talk about how the United States is now treating Afghan refugees. There are Christians in Afghan who fought alongside United States soldiers against the Taliban. They came to the United States legally. They're now being kicked out. And to be clear, that is a death sentence for them. So we're going to talk about that this week. And we're going to talk about, of course, the ongoing saga of the arrest and detention and deportation of United States citizens, which is supposed to be against the law. So these are all things I was looking at talking about today, but events overtook me. So today, the Pope is dead. Long live the Pope. So we're going to talk about Pope Francis today. He died last night, my time. I woke up to see the news this morning. I am personally grieving and saddened by this. I I loved him. I think he was an amazing pope. I think he did a lot of good for not just the church and Christianity in general, but for the world. And so for me, this is a bit of a grieving time this morning. So we're going to talk about Pope Francis real quick. Today will be a quick one. So if you remember, his name is not Francis. Popes, when they are elected pope, they take the name of a saint or someone that they respect. So his name is Jorge Mario Cardinal Bergoglio. He was born in Buenos Aires in 1936. So he died, he was what, 88, 89 this year when he just died. He's the first pope from the Western Hemisphere, which is a big deal. There's a lot of Catholics in the Western Hemisphere. In fact, most of the Western Hemisphere is Catholic. And so he's the first pope from the Western Hemisphere, the first pope from Argentina, the first pope from Latin America, which is a big deal. Again, Jorge Mario Cardinal Bergoglio, remember him by his name, not just his chosen pope name, but by his given name that he was born with. And he's the first pope of Latin descent. Again, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. And the first pope who was a native Spanish speaker. Most Catholics in the world are of Latin descent and are native Spanish speakers, and he's the first one. He's also the first pope who chose the name Francis, so he was Francis the First. There may be other Francises. I'm hoping more popes will choose the name Francis, but Cardinal Bergoglio became Pope Francis the First, and he will be missed. Saint Francis is known as one of the most inclusive, progressive of the saints who really tried to advance a lot of love in the world. And that's what Cardinal Bergoglio did when he became Pope Francis. He opened up the church. He made the church more inclusive, more progressive, and more loving so that more people could feel welcome in the Catholic Church. He accepted gay people in the Catholic Church. He was the first pope to say, you know what? God made you the way you are, and it's okay to be gay. So that was a huge step. He was the first pope to openly accept that climate change is a problem and that our stewardship of the world that God gave us demands that we accept climate change as a problem and we do something about it. He was the first pope to do that. And he basically demanded the church enter the modern era and remain relevant so that people could find a home, a spiritual home, a physical home, whatever it might be. So I think personally, he was an amazing man. He will be missed. I am. It's funny because we could see his death coming for the last couple of weeks. He's been in very poor health. He's very old. So we've known this was going to happen. And still, when I woke up to the news this morning, it was a gut punch for me personally. It may have been a gut punch for a number of you. And so even though I could see it coming, it was a gut punch. I'm very sad about this. Now, who's going to be the new pope? I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. You can Google it yourself and see how the process works, and you can Google the potential replacements. I do have concerns about some of the replacements, but I am not going to yet comment on that until we get further into it and see what happens. If you don't know how the replacement process works for a pope, go watch the movie Conclave. I saw that in the theaters a few months ago. Excellent movie. It was nominated for a number of Academy Awards, has some amazing actors at the top of their game. And Conclave will show you how the process works from the inside out. Oh boy, from the inside out, tearing it guts apart. Conclave will show you how the process works for choosing a new pope. The movie Conclave is a dramatization. It has twists and turns. It's fascinating. Was one of my favorite movies. Was one of my top 10 of 2024. So great movie. Just remember when you watch it, it is a dramatization. It's meant to be fun and interesting. And at the same time, it is also showing you how the process to choose a pope works. So you might want to check out Conclave. And then I personally will be following the news this week on the choice of a new pope, and we can all say that. And I know some of you, I should maybe mention now, some of you probably don't know that I'm a Catholic. I grew up a Protestant. I converted to Catholic. I am also I'm not necessarily a believer in everything that's taught, but I am still on the Catholic rolls, and I still do occasionally attend Mass. So I'm concerned about the replacement of Pope Francis. So again, please smash that button, all the buttons, the likes, the thumbs up, the bells, the shares, whatever you got to do. If you can do the easy things that cost you nothing to help us get the word out, we are grateful. And some of you have been doing that, and we are very grateful for those who have been doing that. Thank you so much. Let's get to Doors and Corners. It's doors and corners. You got to clear that room. You got to come in slow. And so today I don't have a lot of doors and corners. It's really mostly about my personal concerns. I do think Pope Francis advanced the church into the modern era more so than any pope in the last few hundred years. I think Francis gave the church a chance to reach people, to give people a spiritual home, and I'm grateful for his work. So grateful. When he was first elected pope, I was ecstatic. This was what, 2012, 13, 14 years ago, something. And when Cardinal Bergoglio was elected to Pope and he chose the name Francis, I thought this is the coolest thing I've seen happen in the church in my lifetime. And I was extremely excited and so happy it happened. I was a big fan of his before he was Pope, and I only became a bigger fan after he was Pope. So I am concerned that there will be a rebound, a rubber band effect, if you will, that it will snap back. So we will see what happens. I'm hoping there is not a snapback rubber band effect, but we will see what happens. That's Doors and Corners today. Thanks so much, everyone. I will see you soon.